In New York's epic story, there is one university at the heart of it all, lifting countless students and their families and boosting our city and state's economy for the benefit of all. We're talking, of course, about the City University of New York and the talent of its more than 1 million alumni, 40,000 faculty and staff, and 240,000 students. With their talent and resilience, they are strengthening New York City, New York State, and the world. They are innovators, leaders, and quiet heroes. They work hard for the people. They make transformative discoveries for the public good. They inspire others by being on top of their game. They make up 50% of our city's nurses and 25% of our state teachers. Some have been coming to our campuses since childhood, watching performances, rooting for our sports teams, swimming in our pools. Because you can't spell community without Our students come to CUNY with their future on their minds. That's why we connect them to life-changing networking opportunities, internships, and job offers from day one. CUNY is making New York better. Our medical school is working to end health disparities in underserved communities. Our faculty is integrating the ethical use of AI in the curriculum and applying it to research and innovation. Our efforts are getting noticed. We are attracting record-level research grants and record-level philanthropic gifts. CUNY is 25 colleges, one university, and there is no limit on the possibilities it holds for all New Yorkers.
Please welcome CUNY Board of Trustees Chairperson, William C. Thompson, Jr.
Wow, this is a quiet crowd. Good morning, everybody. There we go. We are awake. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, welcome to the New York City College of Technology, City Tech, for the 2024 State of the University Address. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to celebrate our successes and look ahead to the exciting opportunities that lie before us. Over the past year, we've made significant strides in increasing our mission of education for all by strengthening our enrollment numbers to approximately 240,000 students this fall, while we graduated nearly 50,000 students last spring. And once again, CUNY colleges continue to be recognized for their effectiveness in driving social mobility, along with their overall quality. In the 2025 Best Colleges ranking, U.S. News & World Report named the City College of New York as tied for 10th in social mobility among national universities. 9 other CUNY senior colleges ranked among the top 20 in North Region universities for social mobility. Over the past 5.5 years, the Board of Trustees has collaborated closely with the Chancellor and his team to launch new academic programs, break records with research grants, and expand the pipelines that allow our students to access in-demand jobs. We have so much of which to be proud. Today, the Chancellor will share with you where we stand as an institution, where we are headed, and how we can continue to grow together. But before the Chancellor's speech, I want to take a moment to express our deep appreciation for each of you gathered here today, for your dedication, passion, and commitment to the values that make CUNY the greatest urban university system in these United States. With the partnership of so many in the room, from government and philanthropy to the private and community sectors, there are too many of you to mention. CUNY has been able to help our students have more reasons to join us, achieve more while they are here, and have even more to celebrate after they graduate. All of this reflects our continued work to provide a high-quality education that is accessible to everyone, no matter what their background. I know that each of you here today shares our pride in the university, as many of you are also CUNY graduates. You're the greatest examples of how CUNY can transform the lives of New Yorkers. Now, I'm about to introduce somebody, but before I do, and I know you'll be hearing from him later, but this is one of the opportunities I get to do a quick pat on the back of our Chancellor. He has continued to grow and lead in this system. It has been a pleasure for this board and for myself to be able to work with him. And we expect higher and better things in the future, because there are no limits to what CUNY can do and achieve. We have the perfect person to lead us forward. Now, speaking about incredible leaders who came through CUNY, I'm going to mention Malika Christopher. A daughter of Queens, Malika started her CUNY journey as a child attending events at York College. She went on to get her bachelor's degree there and earned a master's degree at our Graduate School of Public Health. Malika now works at the Food Bank for New York City, where she is serving her community, providing children and their families with access to nutritious food options. We're thrilled to have Malika here with us today. Malika, I thank you for being such a phenomenal representation of where a CUNY graduate can end up. But rather than tell you how great she is, who's better at sharing her story than Malika herself? It's with my great pleasure to welcome two-time CUNY alumna, Malika Christopher. Malika.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. Thank you, Chairperson Thompson. I'm thrilled to be here this morning with you and the CUNY family. As you all heard, my name is Malika Christopher, and I am a proud two-time CUNY graduate. In fact, I would like to think I've been a part of the CUNY fam for a long time. Growing up with my Caribbean family in Jamaica, Queens, down the street from York College, I have been going to events on campus since I was 10 years old. I then spent middle school and high school at York Early College Academy, one of CUNY's early college schools a few blocks away from York. Students there get to take York College classes, so I got my exposure to college classes early. When it came time to enroll in college, you'll never guess where I went. Of course, it was York College. It only made sense to stay in my community and the college that felt like home. Even though I had a head start, college blew my mind. I tried a few majors before I landed on political science. Thanks to the 66 credits I earned in high school, I didn't fall behind. I had the luxury of learning what I loved. Here's what I didn't love: tennis. I joined the team thinking I'd be the next Serena. Maybe not. Nursing. My Caribbean family hoped I would become a nurse. I got a C in microbiology and I cried. Shakespeare, just no. But I loved political science. My first international relations class made me want to learn more about how the world works. That curiosity would lead me to study abroad in China. After I earned my bachelor's degree, I served as an AmeriCorps, teaching kids in my neighborhood how to read. It broke my heart to see that these students were so focused on being hungry that they could not focus on their education. That's when I knew I had to help children get healthy, affordable food. So when I saw an ad for a job at Food Bank for New York City, I immediately applied. I've been there for 6 years and now manage the nutrition education program, Cook Shop, to partner with dozens of New York City public elementary schools. My work has also made me want to learn more about public health. So I earned a master's degree last year from the CUNY's Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy. I've come a long way from a shy 10-year-old going to York College for SEMA science experiments. I have transformed into an extrovert, someone who speaks in public often, just like I'm doing right now. I even have a travel business where I get to travel every couple of months, so I'm really seeing the world now. And just this past summer, I was named one of CUNY's first ever 50 under 50 alumni who are making an impact. Thank you. What an honor it was to receive this recognition, knowing that I'm standing in front of you today because of the diversity and opportunities that I found through the CUNY system. As a CUNY alumna, I hope to continue to see our stories highlighted so that future students will see where CUNY can take someone like me. Speaking of which, I now have the pleasure of introducing someone who has been making it a priority to make sure CUNY students have even more opportunities than I did. CUNY Chancellor Félix Matos Rodríguez. Chancellor Matos Rodríguez has been leading this university, a community of 240,000 students, for the past 5.5 years. In that time, it is great to see New Yorkers start to recognize CUNY's strengths. And I look forward to hearing how we will continue to show everyone why we are CUNY strong. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Malika, for your inspiring story of how CUNY has transformed your life, starting at such a young age. I've always loved how CUNY is so tightly woven into the fabric of our city, how every campus is connected to the people and the culture of its neighborhoods. Again, why don't we give a big shout out to Malika. As someone who found her passion at CUNY and it turned into her future, Malika, you personify how a CUNY education opens doors and is transformative for all New Yorkers. Before I continue, I want to thank Chair Thompson and the committed members of our Board of Trustees for their ongoing support. They were acknowledged here before, but I didn't feel that the audience gave them the love that they deserve, so I can have the board members stand up and be recognized and receive a round of applause, please. Thank you. I also want to thank and welcome the members of my cabinet and the college presidents and deans whose work and accomplishments we are celebrating here today. And I want the presidents, the deans, and the cabinet members also to stand up and be recognized and get some love. Yes. And I want to give a special shout out to our host, President Ross Hostler, and his entire team for hosting us here today on this phenomenal theater. So please, why don't we give Ross and the entire New York City Tech family a big round of applause, and thank you for welcoming into this great space here today. I also want to acknowledge, Chair Thompson mentioned the elected officials and the members of Governor Hochul's team and Mayor Adams' team who are here today. We're going to be talking about how you've been incredible partners to us in different parts of my remarks. I want to salute you and thank you for being here, and thank you for your support and advocacy. So let's give them a big round of applause again. And now, here we get going. Bienvenidos. Great to see everybody here today. Thank you for joining us in this special celebration. This fall marks my 6th academic year as Chancellor and over 2 decades as a member of the CUNY community. Like Malika, I found a home at several of our campuses. I was a history professor and director of the Center for Puerto Rican Studies, El Centro at Hunter College, and then the president, yes? And then the president at Ostos Community College and at Queens College. I still have some friends there. So when I became chancellor, I brought an appreciation for how CUNY is more than the sum of its parts, each campus having a distinct and important identity, but we all share a common mission to strengthen our city, our state, and our nation. And we do best when we work together as an integrated university system. Last year, we unveiled CUNY Lifted New York, our ambitious plan for transforming our university by 2030. And I'm pleased to report that we're making steady progress towards our goals. I'll begin with the good news that for the 2nd year in a row, CUNY's total enrollment is up by 3%. Yes. That's an addition of almost 15,000 students over the past 2 years. Importantly, this year's jump was driven by a 6% increase at our community colleges. And And that is exciting because this was the sector that was hardest hit by pandemic declines, and it's been a high priority for our enrollment efforts. Also up this year, for the first time in 4 years, is our enrollment in graduate students, led by a 4% jump in new graduate students compared to last fall. And the graduate programs, you can clap and also get some love. This is uplifting, but there's still more work to be done. Our overall enrollment is still down more than 10% from where it was before the pandemic. We're working hard to keep increasing our numbers by engaging with prospective students from all walks of life. I want to give a big shout out to BMCC, Borough of Manhattan Community College, which this fall had the largest incoming class of the entire CUNY system. Nearly 8,500 first-time freshmen readmits and transfers. And a lot of those new students are coming to CUNY through the growing partnership we have with the New York City Public Schools. For the second year, every high school senior in New York City received a personalized Welcome to CUNY letter offering admission to community college and waiving application fees. And I am pleased to announce that during our free application period, which ended last Friday, we received nearly 60,000 freshman applications. That is up 13% from last fall, when we had a record number of applicants in that period coming and applying to CUNY. One of the high school students who received the letter last fall was Yoisha Peña, who was then a senior at Bronx High School of Law, Government, and Justice. She was unsure where she wanted to go to college and, like many seniors, a little overwhelmed by the entire process. But thanks to personal guidance from one of the more than 300 CUNY college advisors and coaches in public high schools across the city, this fall, Yoisha is part of that 8,500 strong incoming class of BMCC on her way to a criminal justice degree. Welcome to CUNY, Yoisha. Another major enrollment booster is our CUNY Reconnect program, which in 2 years has brought back more than 40,000 students who left college before completing a degree. CUNY Reconnect is the brainchild of City Council Speaker Adrian Adams. The speaker and I met with some of these returning students last month. Seeing a grandmother, an abuela, who was motivated to come back to CUNY by her granddaughter reminded me that there is no such thing as an expiration date on higher education. Our path to a future of robust enrollment starts with this multi-pronged approach to aggressively recruit students wherever they are in their lives. For all our students, there is a degree for every dream, a pathway to every goal. And at CUNY, no background is too humble, no aspiration is too lofty. And as you can see from our new ad campaign right in this room, surrounding us all around, right? The degree can be in a public service field like nursing or education, a high-demand STEM discipline like computer science, or a cutting-edge postgraduate program like our new PhD program in Black, Race, and Ethnic Studies, and so many others. I am proud to say that since becoming Chancellor in 2019, we have awarded 300,000 degrees. 300,000 degrees. A testament to how many students are on the path to well-paying jobs and life-changing careers. CUNY's unrivaled combination of affordability and excellence continues to be recognized in the city and well beyond. This fall, half of the Wall Street Journal top 10 spots for best value colleges in the nation were CUNY schools. And by the way, we took the first 2 spots. in that ranking by the Wall Street Journal. Also, 9 CUNY schools made Forbes magazine list of the 25 colleges with the highest payoff. But we are far from being done. Our efforts to add more classes, more degrees, and more career opportunities are just beginning. This spring, just to give you one example of many, Bronx Community College is launching a new online nuclear medicine technology certificate. It is the first to be offered by a college in New York State in a field with a severe shortage of practitioners. When I think, you can give some love to BNCC for that program, to BCC. And when I think about the state of our university, I come to the theme of opportunity. Not only the opportunities we offer our students, but the tremendous impact we have as a vital New York institution. That's why I am thrilled to announce that our School of Medicine is entering a transformational chapter. The medical school was established 50 years ago as the Sophie Davis School of Biomedical Education, an innovative program that accepted high school graduates, traditionally underrepresented in medicine, into City College for an accelerated 3-year bachelor program. Then, in 2016, Sophie Davis evolved into the CUNY School of Medicine, a 7-year combined Bachelor of Science and Doctor of Medicine degree program, becoming the first new medical school in New York City since 1860. Yeah, you can, that's wow, yes. Now, its transformation will be complete as it becomes an independent CUNY college. This move will strengthen the school's role in helping address the nation's shortage of doctors, especially in primary care, as well as those from underrepresented groups who reflect the diversity of the communities that they serve. CUNY School of Medicine students, affectionately known as Sophies, are adding needed diversity to the medical field. Nearly 70% of the entering medical school class identifies as Black or Latino, compared to just 21% in other medical schools in New York State. And while almost 80% of the nation's medical school students come from affluent families, Sophies are typically first-generation college students, and most of them qualified for need-based financial aid. What's more, they don't forget where they came from, nor the critical need that brought them to the CUNY School of Medicine. 75% of the graduates of our School of Medicine practice in New York after graduation. Nearly 40% serve in underserved areas. The majority enter primary care. That is transformational care in medicine here in New York City. And in another piece of exciting news highlighting the excellence of our medical school, the National Institutes of Health recently awarded the School of Medicine a $19 million grant to create a new research center. The New York Center for Minority Health Equity and Social Justice will expand the school's unique mission of addressing the healthcare issues of underserved communities and diversifying the pipeline of researchers on transdisciplinary health disparities. And this is the largest grant CUNY has ever received from the NIH. I want to thank the school dean, Dr. Carmen Green, for her visionary leadership and commitment during this crucial period in the school's history. And I also want to acknowledge City College for being such a great incubator for this school. Dean Green has worked tirelessly to achieve and model a critical mass of minorities and women in academic medicine, biomedical sciences, and higher education. Why don't we give a shout out to our dean who's here, Dean Green. Can you please stand up and be recognized? Where's Carmen? New Yorkers of all ages come to CUNY with the future on their minds. That's why connecting our students to fulfilling careers has been such a key priority for all of us. One surefire path to achieve that is by ramping up our engagement and partnership with employers of every size in every field. Representatives from many of those employers are here today, including Google, Centerbridge, Blackstone, and Bain & Company. Thank you. Why don't we get all the CUNY employers to stand up and be recognized, and thank you for your partnership. Don't be shy. We won't ask you for additional things. Oh, I want to share a few of our recent milestones in this area of career engagement. More than 31,000 employer partners, 31,000 employer partners are actively recruiting in the CUNY system. You might have seen, yes, that's something to be proud of. And you might have seen a bit of this in action when you arrived here today. The career fair going on in this building outside is the result of a new partnership between City Tech and the city's Human Resources Administration. Hundreds of students, and you saw them lining up if you came early around the building, and recent graduates are meeting recruiters from more than 30 social service organizations and city and state agencies right here. We directly connected more than 20,000 students to paid internships, a favorite topic of mine, over the past 5 years, and we're aggressively growing these opportunities. For instance, the Spring Forward program, which prioritizes students who are early in their college years and others with no prior internship experience, grew nearly 60% in 2024 to nearly 1,000 students. The CUNY Inclusive Economy, our innovative college-to-career pipeline initiative, served nearly 3,500 students last year. This is almost 5 times more than when we launched the program just 2 years ago. Our Career Success Initiative now counts nearly 50 philanthropic sponsors whose total support is $43 million over the past 5 years. You can clap to that. And as we continue and expand those partnerships, I want to thank Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams for their continued support of these programs designed to get more CUNY students hired. This spring, we will launch our campus roadmap for career success. This wide-ranging strategy will scale up approaches that we know work, from introducing career discussions in orientations and first-year seminars, to embedding careers in curriculum, to expanding paid internships and growing our engagement with employers. With this roadmap, each of our campuses will be able to connect classroom to careers throughout the students' academic journeys. This vision for the future flows from the successes we have already had and the partners who have made them possible. For example, thanks to one of our great supporters, the Robin Hood Foundation, students have already begun to benefit from career-infused degree maps that help them reach milestones, including internships and apprenticeships, that they will need to compete for jobs in fields aligned with their majors. Over 100 academic departments have already begun using these essential tools, and the number will keep growing. And one exciting aspect of this campus-level transformation is that it's being driven by our faculty, who are leading the charge to make explicit ties between what students learn in their classes and how they can use that knowledge to advance their career goals. At the front lines is our innovative Career Success Fellows program, which this year has grown to include more than 50 faculty members. And a few of them are here in the audience, so can the Career Faculty Fellows please stand up and be recognized? Thank you for your leadership. But our classrooms aren't the only places where learning is happening at CUNY. Our university has a proud history of scientific discovery and scholarship going back more than 100 years, with 13 Nobel Prize winners among our alumni. Today, we're experiencing a true renaissance in research. We have built a university-wide enterprise of more than 10,000 researchers from every corner of CUNY, with growing support from public and private funders. From when I started in 2019 to 2023, we drew $2.8 billion in funding for research, training, and other sponsor activity, a nearly 30% increase over the previous 5-year period. And we also hit record highs for external research funding for the last 2 years. That research increase deserves a big round of applause and is directly tied to the greatness of our faculty, who are the researchers getting those grants. Our CUNY researchers and faculty and their teams are hard at work on all kinds of scientific challenges and discoveries with real-world impact. Scientists like Mandy Holford, a chemistry professor at Hunter College, and the Graduate Center, who last year became the first CUNY researchers to receive the prestigious Pioneer Award from the National Institutes of Health. The $5.5 million award is allowing Professor Holford and her students to deepen her trailblazing research on using the venoms of some sea creatures like octopus for medical use. Professor Holford, by the way, it is also a proud alumnus of your college. Another example, Shi Cheng, a chemical engineer at City College and the Graduate Center Advanced Science Research Center, got a coveted National Science Foundation Career Award for his pioneer research in renewable energy. Drs. Holford and Chen are among the thousands of researchers all over CUNY who are pursuing scientific challenges for the public good. Over the last 5 years, our dedicated researchers and faculty have been awarded 136 patents. And we are also ramping up our involvement with artificial intelligence and machine learning, both as a research area and a tool to advance our goals as a national leader of innovative and inclusive education. In the coming year, we will begin implementing a multifaceted plan to integrate the ethical use of AI in curriculum, thanks in part to a grant from the Lumina Foundation. CUNY's commitment to science and research is breaking down barriers to accessing fields where minorities have long been underrepresented. It allows us to attract more students of color to STEM disciplines and turn out more diverse graduates with advanced degrees. 19% of our students in science and engineering doctoral programs are Black or Latino, nearly twice the representation nationally. In addition to research grant funding, the past 2 years have been CUNY's best ever for major gifts from generous philanthropic donors. We received the 3 largest gifts in our history in this period. A $116 million gift from the Stephen and Alexandra Cohen Foundation will create the Cohen Career Collective Workforce Training Center at La Guardia Community College. This is the largest gift ever given to a U.S. community college and the largest gift in CUNY's history. We also received $52 million from Lerner Lauder to establish the Evelyn Lauder Community Care Nurse Practitioner Program at Hunter College. And $75 million from the Simons Foundation and the Simons Foundation International to become a hub for computational science and artificial intelligence. Yes. And these funds would also support our participation in Governor Hochul's innovative and indispensable Empire AI project. Many of our generous donors are here today. I am not going to ask them to stand up because then people will grab them at the reception, but we thank all of you for your support. So let's give them a round of applause. As we move forward on all these fronts, it is critical that we prepare our university for the future. We are evolving constantly to improve our facilities, expand our physical footprint, and equip our system with up-to-date technology. In the last 2 years, we've completed 73 capital projects totaling $760 million in investments. These projects include the completion this year of a new nursing education, research, and practice center at Lehman College, a state-of-the-art building that allows us to train the nurses needed to address the statewide nursing shortage and to tackle health disparities in the Bronx. We are also making major investments in cybersecurity and new IT and learning management systems such as Brightspace, SendDirect, and Workday that would streamline the way CUNY serves its students, faculty, and staff, manages its financial and human resources system, and does business with vendors. I want to ask, I know we have in the audience many of the leadership in the campuses that work in facilities, in constructions, in buildings and grounds, in design and all that, some of the unsung heroes to make sure that the students have the capacity in IT. Can I have all those people that work in those areas to please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. One of the broad responsibilities of higher education is not only to keep pace with a changing world, but to help lead that change. An important part of that obligation is to educate the next generation of engaged citizens to strengthen their communities and to invigorate our democracy. It's what I like to call CUNY's role as an engine of civic mobility. For instance, our CUNY Votes initiative promotes election awareness and registers new voters. Our CUNY Citizenship Now program provides free legal services for immigrants. And our constructive dialogue training will help our students, faculty, and staff navigate conflict and manage difficult conversations. We have also joined a multi-state collaborative for college civic learning and democratic engagement to work with other public education systems across the country and amplify our impact as a force for social, economic, and civic advancement. Clearly, there is more we must do to meet the challenges of these polarizing times. Over the past 2 years, we have taken multiple steps to address discrimination, including creating an advisory council on Jewish life, partnering with Hillel International, and developing with our students the Our CUNY Unity Campaign. In collaboration and with the leadership of our Board of Trustees, this summer we announced the creation of a Center for Inclusive Excellence and Belonging to strengthen the work we do to foster understanding and respect between our diverse communities and to oversee policies related to this work. We are hoping to announce an interim leader for this center in the very near future. What has also become clear over the past year is the tension that can sometimes arise between our zero tolerance for hate and bigotry of any kind, our need for safe and orderly operation of our campuses, and our commitment to the free exchange of ideas. Today, I am announcing that we will be convening a freedom of expression working group tasked with developing a university-wide policy to be submitted to the Board of Trustees that reflects the purpose and nature of our university and considers the appropriate balance of interests recognized by the First Amendment and the principles of academic freedom. This affirmation of the primacy of free expression at our university is something that many members of our community, including the leadership of the University Faculty Senate, have wanted to see for some time. I look forward to our collaborative work ahead as we seek to continue creating a safer and more inclusive, tolerant campus environment for every CUNY student, faculty, and staff member. But even in these challenging times, we have so much to be proud of and so much to celebrate from this past year alone. But we also know we have a lot of work ahead because of our goals are ambitious. Now, I know CUNY is a big, big, big ship, right? And some might think that it's too big to be reimagined, let alone be transformed. But remember that we are the university that converted over 40,000 classes to online instruction practically overnight when we needed to serve our students during the pandemic. And remember that we are the system of 19 undergraduate campuses that is nearing the finish line of what might be the most sweeping reform of the transfer process in higher ed history. Yes, we can achieve wonderful and transformative things when we put our minds to it. I opened this morning reflecting on the 2 decades I've spent at CUNY and the shared commitment to our unique mission that I've seen in action on every campus year after year. We are a university driven by the promise of boundless opportunity and propelled by the perseverance, the talent, the passion, the imagination of our diverse community. Every bit of the progress I've shared with you today on enrollment, career engagement, research, technology, and so many other areas is the result of that distinctive and unique CUNY spirit. And it is why I am so optimistic about our continuing transformation as a leader of innovation in public higher education. A university that comes together and keeps moving forward, elevating its students and making New York a stronger, healthier, and more equitable city. Sí, señores, this is our CUNY, and I thank all of you for being part of it. Thank you very much, y muchas gracias.